Nearly 2 decades in the sports broadcast game, and what a ride it's been. Interviews with the 42nd President Bill Clinton, to Lakers legends Kobe Bryant, and the NBA's all-time leading scorer Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, to name a few. I've been blessed to cover and tell some amazing stories, but there were so many more I didn't get to tell. Thanks for tuning in to Untold Truths with Telly. My guest today is an NCAA champion, an NBA champion, a 3-time All-Star. You may know him as employee number 8, Mr. Shimmy himself, Antoine Walker. What's up, Twan? How you doing, man?
What's up, man? Thanks for having me on the show.
Man, good to see you, man. Let's get right to it. A lot of people are talking about the Last Dance documentary. You born and raised in the South Side of Chicago. Is this hitting home? Are you reliving a lot of these days from that documentary?
I am reliving a lot of the, especially in the beginning, because I was a fan. I was a huge fan of the first 3 championships. Now, the second 3 championships, I played against them. So I was in the league by 96. So I got a great, obviously, an opportunity to play against them. But, just an unbelievable run. This is like, as a basketball fan, this is everything. To see some of the behind-the-scene footage of things that you thought you knew, that you thought may have happened, and to actually see these things being played out in front of this documentary, it's incredible. And it's funny to see them, especially the 96, 97, 98 team. I played against that team, and I knew how dominant it was. I went 1-11, man. So I won 1 game in 3 years against the guys. So anybody that knows how dominant they are, I know about that, how good they were.
When you look at Chicago and the impact that Michael Jordan had in shaping the Bulls and shaping that city, how much of an impact did it have on you as a youngster growing up and wanting to make it to the NBA? And being in Chicago?
Yeah, for me, it was huge. Actually, Michael wasn't my guy that obviously I love Michael Jordan like everybody else, but I was a big Magic Johnson guy. And maybe just from style of play in basketball, I wanted to be like Magic Johnson. But I was a huge sports fan, huge Bulls fan. Being able to watch Michael Jordan and having him in the city on an everyday basis, and WGN, used to cover all their games back then, to be able to watch the games. And because I never could afford to go to the games, but I can always watch them on TV. So it was a surreal feeling, because you wanted to be a Bull. And I go back to Orlando Woolridge, Reggie Theus, Dave Corzine, those guys, Artis Gilmore. I was a Bulls fan then. So I go a long way as far as supporting the Bulls and wanting them to win. So you kind of felt like you went through that struggle with them if you grew up as a Chicago fan, not getting over the hump. When Michael hit the shot over Craig Elo, you thought we finally made it. And then obviously we had our 2-year snub, but we couldn't get past the Detroit Pistons. So all that stuff is playing out in your head now. When you watch it, you like, man, I remember that. Man, we couldn't buy them. I remember we thought we was too soft, and we saw Pippen grow up in our own eyes, and as he grew up and matured and got tougher. So all those things now are playing out. As a fan, you feel like, man, this is great. And actually see the behind-the-scenes footage of it, to see they knew what it was going to take to get over that hump, and to continue adding pieces. Jerry Krause adding coaches, and just that whole thing was a surreal feeling to be able to watch that.
And speaking of something that had to feel like a surreal feeling for you, you idolized Michael growing up. Then you become friends with Michael. And then in 1998, you were a teammate alongside of him in the 1998 AllStar Game in Madison Square Garden. So you're getting dressed in the Eastern Conference locker room next to Michael Jordan. Talk about surreal, right?
Unbelievable. You know who I felt like, which I don't know how I feel? I was like the Christian Laettner on the 92 Olympic team. I'm serious. In that locker room, I was like Christian Laettner. Larry Bird was the coach, Grant Hill, Penny Hardaway. To be alongside those type of guys. Reggie Miller was on that team. It was unbelievable. And it was Madison Square Garden. And what made it special is when you got to the All-Star Game, one thing I remember from 98 is that people were starting, the rumblings were really coming out that this could be Michael's last All-Star Game. even though he hadn't really announced that he was leaving, he was done at the end of the year, it was starting to come into effect. But I was, man, to be honest, I was a little puppy in that room, man. I remember getting on the bus, and I'm on the Celtics. I'm the man. Oh, young fella, you got to sit in the front of the bus. So on the way to practice, way to game, I had to sit on the front of the bus. You know what I mean? I wasn't allowed to sit in the back with the veterans. I think about all those moments that in '98 that was so surreal, and I'm looking forward to it. It looks like on the on the previews that they're going to go through the AllStar of Jordan being the Madison Square Garden '98. So I'm looking forward to seeing that footage and reliving those moments.
Yeah, I bet that will be awesome. So I'm glad that we can hear from the horse's mouth themselves, because you could put some facts behind some rumors that's been out there for years. Okay. Is it true that you were a part of the secret workouts in 1999 during Jordan's second retirement? And if so, who else were involved in these secret workouts when Michael, I guess, was thinking about coming back?
Well, he thought about it in '99. He would play, but it was nothing really serious. So when it really took place was in 2001. So I was actually, it's a funny story. So I think I got eliminated for the playoffs. And obviously I had a relationship with Michael from playing against him, and we were cool. But I get a phone call. And, back in the day, remember, you could call private. Like, people would answer private calls. You can't call them private no more. So I get a private phone call. You would answer those calls. I answer, and it's Michael. And he's like, yo, what's up? And we're talking. He was like, hey, I'm coming back. I'm thinking about coming back. I need you in the gym with me. Excuse me. He said, I think I need you in the gym with me. So mind you now, I'm 4. I think I'm going into my 5th year. I'm 5 years in. I'm about to go on vacation. I'm about to start my summer vacation. But it's like Michael Jordan called you. So I stopped everything, changed my whole summer plans. I'm like, look, Michael Jordan called me. I'm back in there. And we would go to Hoop Gym, which is in Chicago on the West Loop, a small gym. And my first day meeting him up there, Tim Grover's there. So Tim Grover's there, me and Michael. And first thing we do is we start lifting weights. I'm like, whoa. And don't get me wrong, I always lifted weights, but my training back then was more playing pickup ball. Playing pickup ball and just playing basketball. I never was like a weight trainer with a trainer telling me lift weights and do this. I would go in there and do some curls or something on my own, but I never was a weight trainer. So that was the first shell shock. He was like, we're going to work out with Tim Grover every day. I'm like, okay. Okay.
Every day?
Every day? Then he was like, look, no, we're going to go Monday through Thursday, and we'll take the weekends off. I'm like, cool. All right. And it started from there. The first week was me trying to get the names right. It was me, Michael Finley, Juwan Howard, Quentin Richardson, Corey Maggette, Darius Miles, Bobby Simmons, and then Penny Hardaway, Gilbert Arenas, Ron Artest, LeBron James. As the summer went along, the run, it just got bigger and bigger. It got to a point there would be 30 pros in the gym. If you lose a game, you may have to sit 2 games.
Wow. But on top of that, you mentioned LeBron. LeBron had to be only 15, 16 at this time,
16.
right?
16, everybody had heard about him. He came to Chicago, played pickup with us. I would say he came up for about 2 weeks in the summer and played. But these runs were legendary. And, so
was he able to hold his own?
Oh, without question. So it'll be like, so this how the day would go, literally the day would go just like this. We'll get up, we'll work out with Tim, we'll do our weight training with Tim Grover. Then we will do our individual on the court work, get our shots up, our drills, do that for an hour, 15 minutes. We'll have a break. Every day we played at 2 o'clock. So you got to remember, it was other guys that Tim Grover trained in that time, but every day pickup time was 2 o'clock. So Michael always want to play with real referees. So Danny Crawford, James Caper,
Wow.
those guys referee every day. Like this Michael, like when he's trying to come back, he needs everything to be in game mode. And when I tell you the competitiveness of these games, we used to go at it every single day. And we would play these games. We'll get through 4:35. And Michael owned a restaurant literally across in the parking lot called 160 Blue. And it would every day it would be 10 to 15 guys would go to his restaurant. He had a back room, and we'll go eat and fellowship as a group. But it was one of the most incredible experiences and great summers that I ever had. Just because I never, as a kid and Michael and then playing against him, but to have the everyday, being with him was totally surreal. To see his competitive drive at his age, I think he was 39. To see how hard and how he dedicated himself, his body to the game. And I can't talk, he wanted to win every fucking day, man. Every day. It was, that's all we talked about after we got through eating. How many games you win a day? Did you win?
Wow.
That's how he was every single day. And I think that's what helped him come back. And the quality of competition was what he wanted to go against. And it's like Mike, it's like somebody sending out that bat single.
Man.
Michael Jordan sent that bat single out. Everybody came, man. It was an unbelievable summer. But for me individually, it was special because I got an opportunity to meet somebody that I admired and obviously was a super fan of and become into his personal life. It wasn't just basketball. I was at his house. I would go to barbecues. Got to know his wife, his kids. I was in that circle. I traveled with him. Was on the private planes with him. I was in the circle now, and that's what's more special to me. And I thought I was always a competitor, but he made me even want to be more of a competitor. Everything we did, whether it was playing cards, whether
he just had to win.
He had to win, man. So those are some of the moments in my life that a lot of people probably wouldn't understand. But as I'm watching this documentary, I'm not surprised. Obviously, I didn't play with him. I competed against him. But I'm not surprised when I see the footage and, you see him say, it's a I ain't winning.
Yeah.
Phil Jackson wanted to change over the offense. I get that. I can picture that. I can feel that. I know that's something. I know that's something he would say.
Yeah, that's so real. Now, I'm sure you have tons of legendary stories with Michael, but one that I gotta know if it's true, and I'll let you finish it if there's some truth behind it. So I heard Michael is big on stunting, and you got a new Ferrari, and you showed up, and you were pretty happy about it. Can you? What all went down with that story?
No, I wasn't a Ferrari. It was a Bentley.
Okay.
So it was a Bentley. I couldn't fit in a Ferrari. I don't know how them guys was fitting in it. I guess they was getting them custom made. But I couldn't fit in the Ferrari. But he's talking about one time, I came and I had a drop top Bentley. So everybody knows. You got 30 pros at the gym. Half of them, more than half, live in Chicago. You know that parking lot was lit up. It was a car show.
Yeah.
It was a car show. So it was just one of those days. I got the Bentley. After we get through with the gym, like I said, we all hanging out. He sees my car. He gave me some compliments. He was like, "Okay, that's nice." He was like, "You know what? I'm gonna drive something every day for you. I'm gonna drive a different Ferrari every day for you now." He drove a different Ferrari 5 days with the matching sweatsuit. With the matching sweatsuit, man. With the matching sweatsuit.
So that's when you know what? I know I'm doing a little something, but this is you can't compete with that.
Hey, you gotta it was so many times you just gotta humble yourself. Man, listen, it goes to even the social guys. It's a difference. People, I'm from Chicago. I can go to dinner. People recognize me. That's fine. We used to sit out, and I'm pretty sure you know the area Tavern on Rush. We used to sit outside on Rush Street. He used to block traffic, man. He used to block traffic. People, we'll be sitting out there, and people will take a glimpse and realize that's Michael Jordan. He will stop traffic and literally bag up the whole Rush Street. People trying to take a picture, get out their car, get an autograph. I mean, you have to be in those moments to be like, man, this dude is, you like, okay, this something different right here. and I got to live that. It was really something different, man. Michael Jordan, he was that guy.
That's awesome.
You know, when you see the documentary and you saw them talk about the 92 Olympics and the certain thing, you always be, I would just say, if the level's 8, he's always at 10 and you at 8. It's just something different. There's something different about it.
Yeah, even when you were at your best, no matter what, you're always going to be at least 2 notches behind him.
Everybody, and I've been with him, and he's been around other celebrities in the world. He still is at 10 and they're at 8. It's not been one that's been on his level. And I've even been next to him in Tiger, with Tiger. It's still Michael.
Be on the lookout for part 2. Make sure to subscribe to Telly Hughes Media and click notifications so you'll be notified on all upcoming episodes of Untold Truths with Telly.